Alright, welcome back everyone. I'm Niz, you're watching NizCast, and we are in the grand finals of the Semi-Pro Cup Series. Oh, I said that wrong. Uh-oh. Redo. No, we're not going to redo. We do everything live here. We are watching, you are watching the Semi-Pro Cup Series, aka SCS, and like I said, we're in the grand finals. I'm Niz, you're watching NizCast. I think I just redid everything anyways. But,
Radiant team
we have 2K MMR Bullies playing on the dire side. We saw a little bit of them during the semifinals before my internet went out. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But they somehow came back in that game and came back in a big way. And they're going to be playing on the dire side, and they're going to be going up against a team I think we've seen in the finals a billion times, and that is OverAchievers. Both teams are friends of mine, so it's great to see both these teams going up against each other. But maybe they know a little bit about their opponents, as well as well, we see a Wisp getting picked immediately off the start, and it's not by 2K MMR Bully, so it's not going to be a chemistry Wisp. We're going to see it on in the hands of well, someone on the side of OverAchievers. As for the draft, let's get caught up. We've got Axe, Slark, Tiny, Bristleback banned out by 2K MMR Bullies. We have Troll, Sniper, Dusa, and Batrider banned out by OverAchievers. Shadow Fiend, Earthshaker, and Vengeful Spirit will be the picks for 2K MMR Bullies. And Wisp, aka IO, Storm Spirit, Skywrath Mage, and Morphling are the picks for OverAchievers. If there's one thing that we can point out immediately with this draft, it's the fact that it's pretty damn clear that OverAchievers is going for the blue strategy. All their heroes have blue in them in some way, so expect them to round out their roster with another blue hero. Not sure who that would be, but it would be
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, it depends if the Morphling's off lane or safe lane. Most likely is an off lane morph, I guess, which means it's got to be a safe lane farmer that could be blue. Not sure who that would be, but I'm sure we'll find out in a second when OverAchievers chooses to pick. But we got 2K MMR Bullies with Shadow Fiend, Earthshaker, and Venge. They've got their support duo with the Earthshaker and the Vengeful Spirit. They've got most likely their mid laner with the Shadow Fiend. However, they could throw that in the safe lane. But they've got some good synergy with the minus armor coming out from the Shadow Fiend and the Venge. Now they pick up a Juggernaut, so most likely it's going to be Juggernaut safe lane. Shadow Fiend then slides to the mid lane. And we're just waiting on their off laner. As for OverAchievers, joking a little bit about them going after a blue strat, but they've got their support duo in the Wisp and the Skywrath Mage. Skywrath probably doing
5 seconds remaining.
Well, actually I shouldn't speculate on what they're going to do there. Maybe we'll have to wait and see exactly what they're going to do with the Skywrath Mage in terms of how he's going to be playing. Storm Spirit most likely going to be the mid laner. Morphling most likely going to be the off laner. They could swap that stuff all kinds of around. They could put the Morphling safe lane. They could put the Storm Spirit safe lane. They could put... Basically, the Morphling could be in any of the 3 lanes. He could be off lane, he could be mid, he could be safe lane. Most likely, he's going to be off lane. Storm Spirit could be any of 2 lanes. Mid lane, safe lane. So we don't really know what they're looking for. I imagine they're looking now for a safe lane farmer to round out their roster. It's going to be a Nyx that's going to get banned out by OverAchievers. So they're getting rid of the off-lane Nyx, which would be pretty strong going up against the heroes that OverAchievers has. Of course, Nyx, a lot of burst damage, a lot of damage comes out from him. That's really easy to pick off both Wisp and Skywrath Mage. Both the supports really squishy. His mana burn is huge at limiting Storm Spirit and what Storm's able to do. Of course, he jumps around like a madman, all on the back of his mana pool. And even hurts Morph quite a bit, as if there's no mana, Morph can't be all morphing and doing all kind of morph things. But that gets removed. Dro Ranger was the last ban for 2K MMR Bullies. And we have OverAchievers picking up a Chaos Knight. When the heck was the last time we saw Chaos Knight? I mean, I actually think we saw it a game maybe a little over a month ago. But that was a little bit of an exception. I think that team lost too. I don't exactly remember. I think it may have even been the CEVO playoffs. I'm not sure. Maybe it was by OverAchievers. I can't remember, but I do remember one game with this Chaos Knight. But before that, I mean, you're going way back, way back. Maybe even Yeah, you're going years, like maybe 2 years back. TI2, I guess 2 years back would be TI3. Well, Mr. Sizzo, welcome to the chat. He's come out of nowhere. He has no idea what struggles we've been through tonight with the DCs. But he's here, and he arrives on the scene to predict a Radiant Dro pick. He was actually pretty close this time around. It got banned out, so he couldn't be correct in his prediction. But that was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good one this time around. We still wait for 2K MMR Bullies to pick their last hero here, and I mean it's going to be an offlaner. The question is who? I think Nyx would have been fantastic for them. Who's left? Obviously, your Dire side, Clockwork's there. Do you want to play Clock against Skywrath? It's typically not really that good at against any of their heroes, so Clock's not really on the table. Bristle's gone. Oh, they actually are going to go with the Clockwork. Interesting. Interesting. Like I said, there wasn't really much. You could go with something like a Centaur or something. I don't know. I don't really know what the option was there, and they obviously used up all the time that they had available to them because they weren't really sure either. So they do elect to go with the Clockwork. Alright. So it looks like we're going to have Shadow Fiend mid, Clockwork offlane, Juggernaut safe lane with the Earthshaker and the Vengeful Spirit babysitting him.
10 seconds remaining.
And they're going to be in that offlane with the Juggernaut up against the Morphling. So
5 seconds
they
remaining.
could roam away a little bit with that support duo and put some pressure on the Storm Spirit, but I imagine Vengeful Spirit's going to have to stay up there. It's just going to be the Earthshaker moving around. But we'll have to wait and see exactly how they do that. OverAchievers is going to be our team on the Radiant side, and they don't have someone loaded in right now, so I imagine we're going to get a pause in a second, and there it is. But we will introduce the teams and the players. Like I said, OverAchievers on the Radiant side. Fear the Reaper will be playing their Chaos Knight. Pig in a Bag will be playing the Morphling. Soulfu will be playing Skywrath Mage. Ryan Noob will be playing a hero that he has not selected yet. And this is always the challenge. Can we remember which hero it is? I do. It is a Wisp. So remember this time around. And Jezza Reborn is going to be playing the Storm Spirit. For our Dire side, we have the 2K MMR Bullies. Run around, beating kids up, stealing their MMR. We have Too Much Bang Bang playing the Juggernaut. We have Meth on the Shadow Fiend. We have Pickles. Where is Pickles? Oh my gosh, he's so much faster than everyone else. He's going to be playing the Earthshaker. No boots, but still this much faster than everyone. Incredible. We have Chemistry on the Vengeful Spirit, who apparently played a really good Wisp last game. I don't know if I should believe him. I don't think I've ever seen him play Wisp well, so that's of course sarcasm. Got to throw a cap on the end there. And we've got Auto Attacks playing the Clockwork. Everyone's good to go. We've got some G's dropped in chat. We even have the accidental H dropped in chat as well. So that means that we're good to go. And looks like 2K MMR are going to march right on down into the Radiant Jungle to get some wards off. We've got one ward on Auto Attacks on the Clockwork, and we've also got an Observer and 2 sentries on Pickles, the Earthshaker. No one's starting boots first on the Radiant side. We do have Chemistry on the Vengeful Spirit starting boots first. And Soulfu may get caught out here as they're going to eat through the trees and they're going to stun him up. And this could very well be first blood. Fissure's going to go out and it indeed will be first blood. Too Much Bang Bang's going to get it. So a bunch of extra gold goes to the Juggernaut. Klinkster in chat asking what tourney this is. It is the Semi-Pro Cup Series. A lot of people refer to it as SCS. They also refer to it as TECS, T-E-C-S, or SECS. Those are kind of the old names that it went by, but it is the Semi-Pro Cup Series, aka SCS, hosted by NA Dota. It's a tournament that's held every Thursday and every Sunday. So you can go check out semiprodota.com to find out information about the tournament and all that stuff. But we are actually in the grand finals right now. This is every game's a best of one, so whichever team wins this takes the top spot on the podium. There is no prize pool. It's just about bragging rights. It's mainly just a place where people can get together with their friends, throw together a team, get a little practice in, play a little good competitive Dota. But it's also a good place for starting teams to get a little bit of tournament experience under their belt. It's definitely a little bit different than just playing kind of practice matches when you're actually in a tournament environment. So it's always a great place for that. Pig in a Bag is going to get stunned up by Chemistry, but he has got waveform, so he's not too scared about the spin coming out from too much Bang Bang. Auto attacks using those cogs to try to get as much XP as he can, get a little harassing. But let's actually, I didn't go over the lanes because they're not what we expected. So we have auto attacks on the Clockwork. He's going to be offlaning against Storm Spirit and Skywrath Mage. Mid lane, we're going to have Shadow Fiend, who's in a whole lot of troubles. He's going to go down. He's going up against Chaos Knight and Wisp. Looks like Earthshaker's made his way now to the mid lane. I don't think they expected these lanes either. So I imagine the Earthshaker may just hang out here with the Shadow Fiend. In the top lane, we've got Morphling against Vengeful Spirit and the Juggernaut. Thanks to Mr. Sizzo fielding that question. I know I'm operating on a 2-minute delay, so thanks for letting them know what tournament this was and giving them that link. That's awesome of you. Thank you very much. As for this game, we've got First Blood on the Juggernaut. We've got, in terms of farming, everyone's pretty much even. Of course, we did just lose the Shadow Fiend, but Shadow Fiend able to keep up with this Chaos Knight despite him being in a 1v2 lane. Pickles getting the Invis rune in the top location. Rynoob, unfortunately, not able to get a rune with his bottle. He wasn't able to get to bottom rune. Uh-oh, Courier. Courier could be in trouble here. Will Pickles go for it? I think he wanted to, but unfortunately, he just wasn't in position by the time he saw it. And that just delivers Fear the Reaper's boots. Question is, will they be able to get a kill here on Fear the Reaper? Fear the Reaper's actually manning up on the Meth here. He doesn't realize the Earthshaker's here. Now Earthshaker's going to stun him up. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get that much damage in. And he's just a level, actually he's level 2 Earthshaker. So either way, you need level 3 to be able to actually have Aftershock and be able to stun everyone up. Besides that, a lot of players actually like to go with Fissure at level 3. I actually really like going a 1-1-3 build, which actually gives you a little bit more mana to play around with earlier on. I know this isn't a very popular build, but it is kind of an older build. It gives you a little bit more mana to play around with because Fissure's mana cost increases with rank. And honestly, Fissure isn't really what you're using to get the kill in terms of damage. You're using the block of it to get the kill. So I like a little bit more mana to play around with, and it also makes your Echo Slam a little bit more potent when you get it at level 6, because you already have 3 points in Aftershock. But Pickle's electing to go with the more standard build, and he's just going to throw out another Fissure there as Harass, and also maybe trying to just block in Fear the Reaper there to make sure that they were able to get a little bit more kill in there. Fear the Reaper using the pull there on the Chaos Knight to get a little bit of damage of his own in.
That'll take the wind from their sails.
How's offlane going here? We've got level 426 XP on him, and well, he is a little bit ahead of Pig in a Bag here, who's going to be doing a little bit of pulling. He's a little bit late. He will get the range creep, and we'll get one of the melees, so he got half of it. That's not too bad. And actually, that generally works out a little bit better for you.
Yes.
Basically, what you're doing is you're starving 2 creeps XP-wise and gold from your ranged, from their hard carry. If you pull the whole thing, the hard carry and the supporter is going to come up and contest it. When you split it like that, the hard carry is typically farming up here, and the support's going to have to come up and contest those last hits. So it's a little bit beneficial to actually not do a complete full pull there sometimes. The downside is that you end up with a little bit of less XP sometimes, depending on how the lane equilibrium is going. But looks like Pig in a Bag's getting a full creep wave here, as it was a catapult wave. So it's going to push a little bit harder than a typical wave. Looks like we got some bottle crowing going on with Meth here. Pickle still just hanging out around here in the mid lane. Jezza, almost level 6. Interesting to see if he chooses to leave the lane at 6 or if he just stays down here. Maybe waiting till 7 or maybe just going after a kill on the clock or something like that and hopping into the jungle. He's going to be our first real mover on the map. As him getting 6, he has the potential to get some kills, but don't write this Wisp off. Once he gets 6, he's going to be moving around, but that's quite some time. As we've got Fear the Reaper jumping on Meth one more time, but Pickles is there with the fissure, and this is going to be a man fight that Meth is losing. As it wasn't really fair, Ryan Noob was sitting there helping Fear the Reaper, who will throw it a stun, and that's going to get them another kill. So it's a double for Fear the Reaper and a double for OverAchievers as they wipe out both the heroes in the mid lane. And 2K MMR not off to the best start, but last game they weren't really off to the best start either. And we didn't see how, but they pulled their way back on into the game and managed to win it and get to the grand finals. I remember one thing about this team, they're good at making rotations, they're good at the ganking. That's why they play the Wisp so well. They don't have the Wisp this time, but expect them to have the same kind of coordination, those same kind of rotations. So that's how they're going to look to get themselves back in the game. OverAchievers, though, they're pretty similar as well. They make some good rotations. They typically farm better than most of their opponents when you see them. Kind of in a little bit of a farm war. Just in general, they're just a little bit more efficient with the map than their opponents most of the time. So they actually may elect to not make the rotations and just try to sit back and farm. They do have 3 heroes that really like farm with the Chaos Knight, the Morphling, and the Storm Spirit. The one who probably likes to farm the least is going to be the Chaos Knight, who's now going to jump on to the Earthshaker, who will throw at a fissure. It will just stun up the Wisp, and auto attacks TP'd on in, uses the hook shot, but unfortunately hits a creep. So the level 6 clock, unfortunately not landing his first hook shot. Now Pickle's getting a little too close. He's going to get stunned up by Fear the Reaper, and that's going to be another kill for this Chaos Knight. That's his 4th of the game. Well, something's got to change here for 2K MMR because nothing's going well for them in the mid lane. The top lane, I mean, Jug's farming away, but that's expected. It's your safe lane farmer. He's doing okay. He's actually a little bit of CS behind. He's only at 35 CS compared to the 47 of the Storm Spirit. Not sure how much of that is actually maybe a little bit of jungle farm for the Storm. But too much bang bang and chemistry have smoked up here. They're trying to make a rotation to the mid lane, try to get something going their way. They will catch the Wisp, stun him up with a magic missile, who will bottle up the bounty rune. Juggernaut did use the Omni Slash, getting the kill onto the Chaos Knight. They're going to look to try and get another kill onto the Wisp, but he has a teammate to jump to. He's going to jump right to the Morphling. Flare coming in, spotting him out. They know that the Wisp is long gone. And on the back of that, Wisp will actually just complete an urn. It's going to fly out to him right now. And a set of drums as well. That's going to be for Chaos Knight on the courier. Soul Ring on the Morphling. What do we got on the Juggernaut? Just Phase, Aquila, 1200 gold. The struggling Shadow Fiend just has Treads and Bottle. So he's actually not that far behind. He's doing okay. He'll get back in this game. Pickles is going to feel it a little bit more. But we've got a battle going on in the Radiant Jungle as Chemistry is going to go down, getting stunned up by that Chaos Knight, and Jezza Reborn will actually get the kill. So we do see the Storm kind of getting into the action, but not all that much, to be honest. He hasn't really gone too far away from the bottom lane, but now he's going to maybe jump after auto attacks here, but never mind. Auto attacks with a nice hook shot to Pickles. So Pickles giving him a target. And auto attacks hitting that target to jump away. Soulfood taking advantage of this, well, relatively open lane as he's just going to sit there and farm up on the support. It's always nice when you're able to do that in a game. It's like, oh man, I just need a little bit of gold, guys. Just a little bit. Come on, just like 6 CS, 7, 14 actually on the Skywrath. It's actually a lot for support. Is just as much as the offlaner. Tier 1 taking quite a bit of damage here. It's actually in deny range now, so Pig in a Bag will most likely look to deny it, or he might actually wait a little bit. No, he's going to deny it right now. I said that he may actually wait to deny it, and the reason for that is because you typically want to make sure that you're going to be able to deny it so that they can't play aggressive, which I think with the relocate, we're actually going to turn this around. They've actually baited too much bang bang in. They're going to get the kill there. Now they're going to get the pull off onto chemistry. That's the best pull they could have imagined. Pulled him right back completely the whole way. Of course, the way that Chaos Knight pull works is if you're here as Chaos Knight and your target's here, it pulls them somewhere in between. You meet halfway. It's not actually, you don't meet halfway, but you meet somewhere in there. So they got a little lucky, pulled them all the way back, but I'm pretty sure Venge was dead to rights. But one of the reasons why you wouldn't... Oh, never mind. We got more action. Auto attacks and Soulful manning up. Auto attacks will go down to Jezza here, I think. No, Bottle will keep him alive. Oh, wow. I thought that was just going to be a clear trade. But it's not. Now Ryan running away. We've got a pissed off Juggernaut here who does have Omni Slash. Oh, the Wisp is in Viz. Okay, that makes so much sense. I'm like, why isn't he just killing the Wisp? But of course, you can't tell when Wisp is in Viz. That's really annoying.
Middle tower is under attack.
He actually almost body blocked too much bang bang there, but he had phase activated, so he actually just ran through him.
Dire's top tower is under
Stun
attack.
off on too much bang bang. That morph stun lasts so damn long. He'll drop the healing ward, now get the Omni Slash off. It only jumps a couple times. And he'll go down right on the back of it. I think it only jumped twice out of its 3, I believe it is. 3? Yeah, 3 jumps.
Middle tower is
I don't
under
think it
attack.
jumped the full 3. But either way, the Jug goes down. So he was clearly fishing for a kill. He probably wanted that maybe a little too much. And just overextended and got punished for it. But going back to what I was talking about that tier 1 tower, sometimes they'll actually elect to keep the tier 1 tower alive despite the fact that you can deny it. And that's just because when a tower goes down, the enemy team gets gold for it. So you could delay it a little bit later so you don't give them that gold earlier on. And it's kind of a momentum thing. Of course, if you wait too long, you do risk the fact that maybe you get picked off and maybe you can't then deny it. And the enemy team is just getting more gold because you haven't denied it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So either way, they were looking to
fallen.
deny it, but then they used it to bait in the Juggernaut. And it's just a good play from OverAchievers. That's a while ago, as now we got to relocate to the top lane as they're going to go after too much bang bang one more time. Once this spin is over, he's going to get stunned up. Auto attacks is going to jump in with the hook shot, lay down the cogs and push 2 heroes. But they've already lost the Juggernaut. Relocate will take them away. And now auto attacks and chemistry will try and pincer Pig in a Bag with Meth here, and Pig in a Bag's got nowhere to go, so he's just going to get focused down. Never mind, he's going to jump to the high ground, and he's not going down. Will we have a rocket flare in 2 seconds? No, he's just going to deny to the neutrals. Probably good call. Chemistry threw up the wave of terror, and they actually had vision of the Morphling there, so auto attack surely would have landed a rocket flare. So good play there coming out from the Morphling to deny himself to the neutrals. Well, we've got an armlet picked up by Fear the Reaper. And let's see exactly how much net worth he's got. He's got the highest in the game at 6,300. And that puts him, 6,200. As he buys a TP there. But that puts him just a little bit ahead of the Shadow Fiend. So Shadow Fiend did quite a good job staying relevant in the mid lane. Of course, you expect Shadow Fiend to be leading in net worth. So he is a little bit behind. But he's doing all right. But that leaves Fear the Reaper at our number 1, Shadow Fiend number 2, Storm Spirit at number 3, and then it's the Juggernaut, a long way down from the Storm Spirit. 1,500 net worth difference already between the two of them. Sulfu will, oh my goodness, he just gets there in time to grab the Sentry Ward, and there's no detection. They know that they blocked him in those cogs. Will they be able to spin him? No. Too much bang bang. I don't even think he realized how close he was to the kill there. Surely he wouldn't have with the Invis. But now, OverAchievers is on the aggressive. They're going to go after Meth, who does have a Blink Dagger. He'll blink away. And we'll go over all the items in just a second. As it looks like we're going to have potential engage here. I don't know if 2K MMR should be forcing this. But they're going to. Too much bang bang. He's going to run on in. He's going to get stunned up, and then he's going to get Mystic Flared, and he's not going to be able to get anything off as he's going to go down. They do lose Fear the
Dire's top
Reaper
tower
and
is under attack.
Soulfu in the meantime. I'm not sure how they died so fast. Picking a bag, jumps to his replicate, which is up on the high ground, and now Meth right-clicking him down. No denying to the creeps this time. The Wisp and the Storm Spirit will hop back to the fountain.
Dire's
And
top
I imagine,
tower
or
is
sorry,
under
the Storm
attack.
Spirit was mid, but the Wisp will rejoin in just a second here. And I don't know what kind of Houdini stuff Ryan Noob had planned there, but there was no way he was getting out of there. I think he was just kind of buying some time for his Storm to farm up in the mid lane and just kind of tying 2K MMR bullies down so that they weren't able to be out on the map farming while his teammates were dead. But let's take a look at where we stand in terms of net worth. Obviously, that was a huge fight for 2K MMR Bullies. I wasn't sure at all that it was going to go well for them, how it engaged. And we saw the Juggernaut drop immediately. But the engage overall did work out for them. It was just a well-placed cogs, and that set them up for everything. And they did come out ahead there, but now they're only about 2,000 MMR. My goodness. 2,000 gold behind. It's actually about 2,400 gold behind, but that's not too bad for 15, 16 minutes into the game. Obviously, you'd want to be in the lead by that much, but you know, they're getting it back. They had a little bit of a rough start, so good on them. In terms of XP, well, it's even closer, about 1,000 XP lead in favor of Overachievers. Let's bring up our item chart here and see what we got going on. We've got treads, an armlet, and a set of drums for Fear the Reaper. Let's actually see how many charges he has left on that. He hasn't used one yet, so he's still at 6. Picking a bag on the Morphling has Tranquils, Ring of Aquila, Soul Ring, and a magic wand. We have Soulfu on the Skywrath Mage with his arcane boots and some supporting items. Ryan Noob on the Wisp with an urn and a buckler, so it looks like he's going to be building towards a mech on that Wisp. Of course, he has his bottle as well. Jezza Reborn has finished his Bloodstone on the Storm Spirit, but just still brown boots and a Ring of Bassi. We move on to 2K MMR. Bullies, we got Too Much Bang Bang on the Juggernaut with his Phase Boots and a Mask of Madness, as well as a Ring of Aquila. We've got Meth on the Shadow Fiend with the Treads, the Blink Dagger, the Aquila, and the Bottle. We got Pickles on the Earthshaker with just his Soul Ring, but also a Ring of Regen. So, not sure if he's going to build that into Tranquils, if he's going to be using that towards just going after a Force Staff. Maybe he's valuing Force Staff over Blink. I don't know. We got Chemistry on the Vengeful Spirit with, well, a Magic Wand and a Sage's Mask. Looks like he's probably just going to be building into a Medallion and DD Will as he picks up a Chainmail right now. Just needs a recipe for that. And last but not least, we got auto attacks on the Clockwork with just brown boots, a bottle, a chainmail, and a broadsword. So he's looking after a blade mail and a magic wand. This is what I wanted to look at. There we go. I didn't want to hit the wrong button. But
Her face, I see.
That's one way to check if the enemy team is doing Roshan. As Soulfu walks on in, says, "Oh, sup guys? Just feeding to Roche, don't mind me." Roche actually gets the final blow on him too. That was
Dire's
great.
bottom tower is
That
under
was really
attack.
funny to watch. Well, it stopped them. Space created, I guess. Space created. Oh, that was great. Mr. Sizzo saying, you know, I really wanted this Clockwork to be a lot more active. He's tried. He's thrown out a couple hooks and just hasn't really worked out. He's actually been having to be a little bit more defensive with his hook usage. And certainly, as you've been seeing these fights, you know, you think back to this one right here where Jug was kind of pinned down and the cogs were up here. Those were more defensive cogs. And typically you see clocks on the offensive, jumping in with the hook shot and then using the cogs to trap someone in. But that's not the only way to play them. If you can get yourself in a good position where you can lay down cogs, you can push people away, maybe control an area of a fight a little bit better, maybe separate the enemy team so 2 are on one side, 3 on the other, and they can't get to help out that 2 because you're they're basically stuck in a 2v5 fight. That's another way to use the cogs, and it looks like that's how Auto Attacks has been trying to play the Clockwork this game, as you can't really go too aggressive. There's a lot of heroes that can just jump on out. You think Wisp, Storm Spirit, and Morphling, all three of those can jump on out easily. The Clockwork, or sorry, the Chaos Knight can even jump out too. Auto Attacks, unfortunately, getting picked off here. The only one who can't jump out is the Skywrath Mage, and of course, that's the other thing. When you jump on in, lay down cogs and trap someone in, the Skywrath just lays down an ult on top of you, and you just lose that trade. You can't then man fight the person that you trapped yourself with. So that's the other thing. It's really limiting. I know you weren't around for, actually you were around for the draft, but I was a little skeptical on what they were going to pick. I didn't think the clock was a good option, but I wasn't really sure what was left for them. So they elected to go with the clock, and we're not really seeing it pay out for them. He's 1-1-4 right now. So honestly, I don't think he's been doing bad, but I'm not really sure what they could have picked to do better. So I think just in general, it's just going to be a tough game for the offlaner, regardless of what they picked. Maybe Centaur was a potential option. I don't know. But we do have a medallion up on Chemistry. Meth almost, well, he's working towards his BKB. I think that's, yeah, okay, that is the BKB flying on in. I thought so. So he's going to have that available to him. Too much bang bang. He's been struggling a little bit on this Juggernaut. He's actually the opposite. He's trying to be a little bit too active, I think. And it hasn't been working out for him.
Flares here.
Jezza Reborn's actually been pretty passive as well in the Storm Spirit. It's actually been a pretty passive game from the heroes that you generally expect to be a little bit more aggressive. I guess some of that is actually the fact that just kind of Chaos Knight and Wisp been kind of stealing the show. Although they haven't been super dominant, but they've, they started 4-0 in the lane. So they were off to a good start, and they just kind of kept the ball rolling. But let's take a look at what Chaos Knight is right now, 6-2-4, and the Wisp is 0-1-9. So they've been a part of a lot of what's been going on for their team.
Double damage.
Eccles claims the double damage. Pig in a Bag actually used his replicate to jump to it to try to get that rune. Oh, look at all these pings coming out. This Observer Ward paying off for them. And it's going to allow them to catch Auto Attacks on his rotation. He was making the rotation up there, and this Observer Ward completely spotted him out. And unfortunately, I'm not really sure what he was doing moving on up there, because it looked like no one else on this Dire side was actually looking at defending that tower. So in the end, like, he was putting himself in position to go, but no one was actually going up there to assist him. So in the end, he just kind of ended up putting himself in a little bit of a vulnerable position. That, of course, was more vulnerable than he would have even expected because of this Observer Ward. And, well, it was well played by OverAchievers to bait him in far enough and then jump on him as soon as he was, well, too far. And they got the kill there, but unfortunately we do have the game paused right now. I'm actually going to throw it to music for just a second and rest my voice here. Never mind, we got to go, but I am going to mute and take a sip of water, so give me a second.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, we're back. That wasn't a very long pause at all, so that's great.
Radiant's bottom
Means we
tower
get
is under
to
attack.
not sit around and twiddle our thumbs, we get to watch some good Dota. So we have a pretty close game right now. I think OverAchievers is still definitely in the lead, but not by much. This game's pretty close. It's really going to come down to, well, what they're able to do with the Juggernaut. Feels like they just haven't got the Juggernaut working. They've been struggling with it a little bit. And how big the Shadow Fiend's going to get. And then it comes down to OverAchievers. Will the Chaos Knight just kind of peak and fall off, or will they be able to even put enough pressure on the Shadow Fiend to keep him down? What will the Storm Spirit do? There's a lot of variables in this one. And we just saw a tier 2 tower get claimed without any contest. And OverAchievers now propel themselves above 4,000 net worth, ahead of their opponents. XP just over 2,000. But I think OverAchievers basically pushed down in the top lane with the Clockwork dead. They got the good positioning. And speaking of the Clockwork, he's going to jump on into the mid lane onto Soulfu. Then he gets forced out of the cogs, but he will get the trade. But it is a core hero for the support. Too much bang bang, uses his Omni Slash, but Piggy Bag will just jump away to his replicate. Pickles lays down the Echo, but he'll go down. He'll actually buy back into the game and TP on in. Meth lays out the Echo Requiem, and now they're going to get the right clicks down. The Aegis will get popped, so expect the Storm Spirit to be up in just a second. As now he's going to go on the offensive. He's going to go on too much bang bang. Nice fissure coming out from Pickles, keeping his teammate alive, but Jezza Reborn doesn't care about a fissure. He's just going to jump on over it with the ball lightning. That'll get him the kill on the Vengeful Spirit, and soon a kill onto the Juggernaut. He's going to get that. Will he get stunned up here? He will! And that's going to allow Meth to get the kill onto Jezza Reborn, but unfortunately it will cost Pickles his life. What a fight. I think it was... two for 4 plus a buyback. Yeah. Oh, there was a buyback on the Skywrath. Okay. All right. I didn't see the buyback on the Skywrath, but that explains how he got back in the fight so early. We do have a mech up on the Wiz. We have a Reaver now on the Chaos Knight. Looks like we've almost got the Yules finished on the Morphling. Jezza Reborn almost has the Orchid as well. Some big item pickups coming out from OverAchievers soon. Just around the corner. We got Blade Mail on the Clockwork. We've got that medallion, which we had for quite a bit of time. We've got a Shadow Amulet on the Juggernaut. So electing go after Shadow Blade. Meth, about 2,000 gold in his pocket after that fight. So that's working out well for him. Of course, his BKB is now down to 9 seconds. He used it in the fight there. And let's take a look at Pickles. He did go for Tranquils, so he's got Soul Ring Tranquils, but he's been doing a lot of the warding this game, which is a little surprising. You'd expect to see them maybe try to get him a little bit more gold on him, because I think Blink could be really game-changing. He's been laying down some really good fissures in these team fights, so Blink will just help him maybe position those a little bit better, but also make him a little bit scarier with that Echo Slam. Echo Slam, unfortunately, on cooldown here for 10 seconds, but it's not going to matter. OverAchievers did back away from the bottom lane. But he's going to look to get level 11. He's so close. Words up onto the high ground there, the pillar. There was a sentry there, but it's their own. Seems pretty far away from each other. Doesn't look like we're going to have an engage anytime soon here. Looks like there's just going to take a free tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. But this movement coming from OverAchievers may create a fight. As will 2K MMR TP back to defend this tier 2. It looks like they don't care. They're going to keep pushing for the tier 2. Question is, will OverAchievers push and try smacking away at the tier 3? Auto attack is already back here. Nope, OverAchievers is going to back.
Players here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're going to be fishing, looking for someone backing. They're covering like all the lanes, all the ways that people could have backed. If you take a look at the minimap, they covered all the passages that those heroes could have taken to back out of the bottom lane.
Radiant's
but they all
bottom
TP'd,
tower is
so
under
they didn't
attack.
find anyone in the end. I think 2K MMR were thinking that they were going to be the OverAchievers is going to push this bottom tier 2. So they were positioning themselves to really heavily engage there. It looks like they really want to fight. Is now they're going to smoke up. And they're trying to go into the Radiant jungle. They want to find someone. Chemistry Smoke will get popped by, unfortunately, the Storm Spirit. And he just jumps away. Now everyone on OverAchievers knows. And they're just going to evacuate the dance floor, evacuate the jungle. As pretty much no one's going to get caught out here. Auto attacks does have the opportunity to land a hook shot if they do see a target. But unfortunately there was No one in sight. Roche going to be, well, we don't know if he's going to be respawning soon, but we will find out how long or how soon it will be in just a second. A little bit of a long spawn, over 2 minutes for that Roche. The great part is the players don't know that. They don't know how long until that Roche is going to be up, which means they know it could be up now, so they have to keep checking. They have to make sure that their positioning doesn't put them in a position or in a place where they're so far away from Roche that their opponent can just walk in and take Roche before they're able to respawn. Picking a bag, now body checking it. His check went a little bit more successful than the one that we saw from Sulfu when he ran in and died. How do I do this? There we go. I was going to draw a skull and then I realized I can't draw. Well, we've got a little bit of pressure being applied in pretty much all the lanes. OverAchievers in kind of a 2-1-2 setup right now. Meth, realizing he was going to get caught there, forced to use a BKB charge to TP. Sulfu and Pig in a bag. Still hanging out in the bottom lane. Need to be careful. The two long-range initiation heroes that could potentially catch them out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The Skywrath is in a lot of trouble. As he's going to get jumped on by auto attacks, but Reborn jumps on in. He's going to jump immediately onto Meth. Keep in mind his BKB's on cooldown. That means he's going to go down. Requiem goes off. That'll claim the life of Orion Noob. Now auto attacks, lays down those cogs, trying to force people and push people with him. Unfortunately, doesn't land on anyone, and now he'll get pulled by Jezza Reborn. I think he's going to go down despite having Blade Mail up. They don't care. They were attacking him anyways. Too much bang bang. Tries to get a right click off, but he gets stunned forever from that Morphling. 4.25 seconds is an eternity in Dota 2. The only one left alive is Pickles, who's going to walk back to Fountain, get a little bit more mana. But definitely a very one-sided fight for OverAchievers. It's a 4-for-2 trade. 1,700 gold goes their way, and they just further their lead. And, well, with the claim of this Tier 2 tower, it's going to put them even further ahead. They're going to back, probably check Roche, and it's going to respawn right now. Will they get Roche on the back of this? No, it doesn't look like they're even going to check. It would be a little tight, I think, with the timing on whether or not they could do Roche. But had they realized we got this and just go immediately to Roche, I think they could have just taken it. Of course, they didn't know that the exact timing of Roche being up would line up there, but they had to know it was pretty close. It was 2 minutes and 23 seconds from the 8 minutes, so it wasn't that far off the longest respawn timer it could have been for Roche. But what's our net worth look like? Oh my! We're over 12k, we're nearing 14k for OverAchievers, and XP nearing 10k. Well, it's been an uphill battle for 2k MMR Bullies, and unfortunately it's
Over here now.
becoming a steeper and steeper hill for them to climb. As this game's getting a little bit later, but you do have to keep in mind, this Chaos Knight could kind of peak. He doesn't really have many items right now, but he could peak. I imagine he'll go for maybe a Manta next. But he could peak and he could stop being quite as effective. I said it before, this Juggernaut, they just haven't been able to get him working. He's been having a really rough game. He's 3-6-0. He's only been a part of 3 kills 30 minutes into the game. His team only has 14, but still, that's a really low participation rate.
I'm getting a second wind.
Chemistry, only part of 7 on the Vengeful Spirit. Only part of, 5 for the Earthshaker. They just haven't been together for these kills. They got 7 for the Clockwork. Shadowfiend's the highest at 9, and now we're going to see another fight here, which isn't going to go their way. They're going to lose chemistry. Question is, will they lose another? As auto attacks lays down a nice set of cogs, and then they're going to focus down. Oh my goodness, never mind. The Mystic Flare comes out. We lose. Oh boy. Okay, they will just be able to disengage. It seems like all these fights are just so heavily in favor of Overachievers. 2K MMR Bullies just can't get anything going their way right now. There's Overachievers just not making the mistakes. Not making the mistakes necessary for them to come back in the game, and it's just good Dota. We've got a Scotty up on the Storm Spirit. Got a gem on the Morphling to help keep them, to help keep all that map control. Just had a Hyperstone picked up on the Chaos Knight, so I mean, that's not going to be a Manta, that's going to be most likely an AC. Wisp is 2,500 gold, oh my goodness. This one is... It's pretty much in the bag right now for Overachievers. It's definitely their game to lose. They've managed to pull out a huge lead. And we're already 32 minutes into this game, so now they have an Aegis as well. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to take some pretty big throws for them to allow 2K MMR back in this game. I'm not sure how big the streak is on the Storm Spirit. I can't remember when he died. So maybe they can get a lot of gold on a kill on him, but they do have to kill him twice. Of course, streak gold is a huge way of getting gold back, but people always talk about the comeback mechanic. The comeback mechanic is dependent on your net worth. So getting a kill on the Storm Spirit would be absolutely huge, but Dez is going to jump on it. He says, "Kill me? I'll kill you instead." He's going to get the kill onto Pickles. Fear the Reaper does pop whatever this thing's called, Phantasm. And he's going to just go right up onto the high ground, start smacking away at the towers, and Ras auto attacks drops almost immediately to the auto attacks from Fear the Reaper. Method jumps on in with the Requiem. That's going to get rid of most of the illusions from Fear the Reaper. Soulfu is going to go down to a set of raises. Too much Bang Bang is going to go down as well. Now Pickles, who had bought back into the game, he's going to go down a second time. Taking a bag, stuns up auto attacks, and that's going to allow Fear the Reaper to get in there, smack him a few times or more, and he'll go down. There they go. So it's just the Juggernaut and the Shadow Fiend left alive, and they're cowering in their fountain, but it's not enough to keep Meth alive. Never mind, he'll buy back into the game. It's like he never died. Because now he's going to sit there and try to get some right clicks off, but too much Bang Bang's not going to get pulled. He's going to go down. It's just Meth left alive, and while all this is going on, they're going to just kind of back away and take down their set of racks, making sure they don't overextend too much. Good game, well played, will come out from the Dire side, and that means Overachievers will take it. They win the finals tonight of SCS, the Semi-Pro Cup Series. So congratulations to them. If you're interested in getting your team together and coming and playing some games in the Semi-Pro Cup Series, man, I always screw that one up. Then you can head all over to semiprodota.com, where you can register your team for either Sunday night or Thursday night, as the registration for Sunday should be open, so you guys can go sign up your team and have your way at the tournament. It's best of ones all the way. It's a great way for new teams to get together. But that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Once again, I'm Niz. You were watching NizCast. Hopefully you did enjoy the cast. If you did, hit that follow button on twitch.tv/NizCast. Also follow me on Twitter at NizCast. And all the VODs for the games tonight, which will actually, well, it'll be the quarterfinals, and the finals will definitely be uploaded. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the semifinals VODs. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'll probably still upload it just because the beginning part of the game. Why not? I'll probably still upload it. But either way, they're going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/NizCast. So you can expect those up sometime within 12 hours. So they'll be up by tomorrow morning pretty much. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. Like I said, we do this every Thursday and Sunday, and I cast it every Thursday and Sunday. So definitely, if you want to see more of this, come back and check it out. That's why it's important to hit that follow button.